a concern about what happened to them. I don't think I clearly understand how the voter is supposed to contact GECOM. Is there
Again, Tamika, when you asked that question, it was with that note of misinformation, and I would hope that that was indeed the case, and those persons were able to cast their ballots today.
My final question has to do, I noticed, I figured that the DCO is listening to this press conference if he's the person who responded to the SOP. Now, why was it that he quickly responded to that and said that GECOM would request that a police investigation be launched into those fake SOPs? And we haven't seen the same level of commitment coming from GECOM with regards to investigating those persons who allegedly photographed their ballots, when this is something that happened first, when the members of the disciplined forces went to
Grammarly is an AI writing partner that works seamlessly with your everyday apps to help professionals write better and faster so they can get all of their work done or do anything.
So either of those persons
Hey guys, welcome back to the final takeaways Guyana 2025 elections commentary. This is our second live. If you missed the live earlier today, we were online for about a couple of hours. We had a good number of people came through, and we had a great time, I think, just chatting about, the preliminary information about the Guyana elections, which of course polls opened earlier today at around 6 a.m. I believe. Polls opened. The leaders of the various parties, they voted very early, and also we were trying to kind of bring coverage of what was happening on the ground, live streaming from different platforms to give the viewers, you guys, maybe some of you were here earlier, to give you an idea as to what was happening in Guyana at the time. We want to welcome those of you who are already in the stream. I see Gordon Bousset. Good night to everyone from Bronx, New York. Bronx is in the house. We have someone, Eugenia Shuri. I believe you were here earlier on too. Good night from Jacksonville. I believe that's Florida. Welcome, Florida. Florida is in the house. If you're from Guyana, let us know. We have, Soul Sanctium is our moderator. So if you have any questions, he will be addressing your questions as best as he could. But tonight, we're here to bring you several updates about things that happened after we went offline, about around, I think, maybe, I'm not sure what time we went offline, around 6 o'clock. Right after the polls closed at 6 p.m. today. So tonight, there is an important thing that happened tonight that is serious, and we want to discuss that first. We're also going to play a clip from GECOM where the public relations officer spoke with the media after polls closed, and she made some important announcement. But one of the things that came out in that press conference that was very important was that she chided the Win Party leader, Azudin Mohammed, for posting the party apparently posted an image of a statement of poll that GECOM says is unofficial and such behavior is unauthorized. There was even mention of getting the police involved to investigate this matter. I'm not sure if that's a violation of elections rules and laws by the Win Party. I have seen the statement of poll that was posted myself. I've seen it with my two eyes. I do have it. I will show you in a moment on the screen. And also, I'll run the clip where Miss Yolanda Ward, who is the GECOM's public relations officer, she basically called out Mohammed for this behavior. And get this, GECOM is saying that Mohammed's party, his team on Team Mohammed's Facebook page, that they posted, quote unquote, a fake statement of polls. And GECOM is saying that this is prohibited. No one is supposed to be posting any information about statements of polls except it's coming from GECOM, which is the official body that by law is the body that can publish these statements of polls, because that's the official body. And speaking of that, you can access the statements of polls as they're posted live on GECOM's website. If you look below, I think I do have a link below, but I will share the link with you. So throughout the evening, if you're not on this live, tomorrow when you get up and you wanna check and see what's up, what's new, you can always go to the GECOM's website. I will drop the link for you in the comment section, and you'll be able to follow and track the statements of poll to see what's happening, who's voting for who, and who's leading and stuff like that. Okay, but remember, GECOM has a problem with the Team Mohammed Win Party's team posting a statement of poll on their website that's unofficial, and it's not allowed. Party leaders are not allowed to issue or publish statements of polls. That's the task of the Guyana Elections Commission. Okay, let me see if I can queue up that clip, and also I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here on the screen. Okay, I think I lost. I have to upload it back. Okay, let me see if I can get that for you. One moment. In the meantime, what is the atmosphere like in Guyana? Did you vote today? Did someone do you have a relative or someone that voted in Guyana? What are you hearing from your relatives and your friends? Can you tell us what's the atmosphere there in Guyana? And also, what are you hearing? If you've heard something that we haven't heard yet, please share it with us. We want to provide as much information as we can to you and keep you up to date with what's happening with what's happening. So I'm trying to find this photograph so I can share it with you in a moment. Let's see what we got here. No, that's not it. Give me one moment, guys. Hello to Alistair Irish, watching from Dominica. Okay, welcome. We have Enoch Gooden from Jamaica. Jamaica is in the house. Tell us if you're tuning in from Kingston, Negril, Portland, all of those various spots, St. Mary's. Which area, what city, what province in Jamaica are you tuning in from? We have who else we have here? The Brian Show, Guyana. Elections are always confusing. In some ways, in some sense, but once the people are tuned into channels and sources that can break the information down for them, it can become much easier for the voters, the people, to understand what's going on, especially when we're discussing things like statements of polls. What is a statement of poll? Okay, actually, really and truly, it's like it gives an idea as to how many voters voted for which party at that particular polling station. And each of those polling stations would have, I'm not sure if it's one single polling statement of poll or several statements of polls to tabulate and let the voters know, let the nation know who voted for who and how many people voted for each party. That's what that's all about. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on statements of polls or elections or all of that stuff, but what I will tell you, we try here at the Final Takeaway to do our research and make sure that we bring you factual information. If we say something that you think that you have some information that conflicts with that, let us know in the comment section, because we want to make sure that we're giving our viewers, our followers, our audience, the people we love in our community, the most accurate and up-to-date information that we can. Okay, so I can't find that thing that I said I was going to show you. I have to upload it. Let me get to GECOM. And let's hear what was said earlier today. Okay. So this person, okay. So this is Miss Yolanda Ward. She works with GECOM as the public relations officer, and she had some things to say about what transpired earlier on about the ballot. Let's see if I can Yes.
Do you know when the first SOPs will be uploaded based on what you've just said? You have a time frame?
I'm unable to tell you that. That is an operation that is ongoing in the field, and I will not have that information here at this point.
But what about for the least populated areas? Would it be easier for these to be done in a timely manner rather than compared to the densely populated areas of the country?
Right. So it may not always be about the population, but it has to also do with the terrain. And so while the population in a particular area may be very small, we also have to consider the terrain. And so again, those are other factors that we should also consider. What I can say to you then is our staff will be working around the clock. There's no stop. And therefore, sometime throughout tonight, I'm sure you can expect SOPs being uploaded to that portal.
You had a question, Mr. Chase? Oh.
With regards to the missing, the ballots that have not been accounted for, if those ballots are discovered tonight, hopefully they are, would the DCO be in a position to transport them to the respective regions
It
tonight?
must be done.
Or
It must be done.
okay.
Pertaining to my earlier question about the mechanism for feedback, if a person, a citizen has a grievance or a question or a concern about what happened to them, I don't think I clearly understand how the voter is supposed to contact GECOM. Is there a hotline? Is there a section on the website? Where do I go as a voter who was aggrieved in my voting process? Where do I go at GECOM to lodge my report?
So we have the various layers: the supernumerary returning officers, the returning officers, chief election officer. So either of those persons can ensure that they reach out to. Again, Tamika, when you asked that question, it was with that note of misinformation, and I would hope that that was indeed the case, and those persons were able to cast their ballots today.
My final question has to do, I figured that the DCO is listening to this press conference if he's the person who responded to the fake SOP. Now, why was it that he quickly responded to that and said that GECOM would request that a police investigation be launched into those fake SOPs? And we haven't seen the same level of commitment coming from GECOM with regards to investigating those persons who allegedly photographed their ballots. When this is something that happened first, when the members of the disciplined forces went to vote, and happened again today, why not that same level of commitment to having these issues investigated?
Thank you for your final question, Svetlana. And again, it's not the DCO, that was a statement from GECOM. And so you placed him in a difficult spot to respond to that particular question from GECOM. But I'm sure that it is something that tomorrow at our next press briefing we can further interrogate. So since that was Svetlana's final question,
Okay, guys. So that's a bit of an excerpt from the GECOM's public relations officer, but I want to back up a little bit so you can hear exactly what she said about Azruddin Mohammed.
Would it be easier for these to be done in a timely manner rather than
Have to facilitate those recounts, then it means it may shift those anti-timeline. But of course, we want to ensure that this process concludes within the shortest time possible. Julia, as it relates to your question, as it relates to the statement of poll, I know when the young lady asks a question, she was particularly referring to a particular statement of poll. And I've just received a statement from the Chief Election Officer in relation to that particular statement of poll. And so, while it will be shared with this statement, will be shared with you after this press conference. After this press conference, I will take the liberty of reading this statement. It says, GECOM rejects the publication of fake statement of poll. The Guyana Elections Commission has noted the publication of a fake statement of poll at 1 minute past the scheduled close of poll. GECOM wishes to make it abundantly clear that it is impossible for the counting of the ballots at any polling station to have commenced. This despicable act can only be seen as creating a platform on which the political party associated with Team Mohammed Facebook page can create the impression that it has been successful at the polls. GECOM takes the opportunity once again to appeal to all stakeholders to accept only the results of the elections that are posted on GECOM's website in the form of statements of poll. 2, the official declarations made by the supernumerary returning officers and returning officers for the district and sub-districts respectively, and the national results to be declared by GECOM. The publication of fake results will be put to the Guyana Police Force for investigation. I will share this statement with you after this briefing ends.
Thank you, but you didn't answer the question on the discipline services ballots.
Okay, guys. So that there was the clip I told you about, that where the GECOM officer basically called out Mohammed and his party for what seems to be a violation of the elections laws or rules, procedures. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Did you hear about this earlier? What are people saying? What I didn't see any statement issued by. I didn't see the Win Party issue any statement subsequent to the GECOM statement at the press conference earlier, the last time I checked. So based on what GECOM is saying, it seems that this is a major violation by any party to be publishing information that is allegedly a statement of polls. We haven't verified that, but we're going to go with what GECOM says for now. And what are the implications? You heard GECOM's officer said that this can mislead people. It could be a misrepresentation. 1 minute after 6 p.m. when the polls were closed, that it was impossible, nearly impossible for someone, a party leader, anyone to be in possession of an authentic statement of poll. So do let us know what you think in the comment section. We're going to be following this story to see what becomes of it. In the meantime, we also want to talk about, I'm not sure if you heard this, there were some concerns about certain people, certain voters having difficulties casting their votes. Specifically, we're talking about members of the elderly population, and more particularly the differently abled, or persons in wheelchairs, persons who are not able to climb stairs to get into the polling stations that were actually placed in the upper floor of different buildings. We understand there was an issue with one voter who had to, the polling booth or the polling station was placed on the upper floor of the Church of the Transfiguration in Georgetown, and that individual had some difficulty getting to vote. And so the issue of preparedness, GECOM's, the Election Commission's preparedness to accommodate everyone, all voters, to enhance the free and fair election concept that they are talking about. So this was an issue, and it was raised by Forward Guyana. The Forward Guyana movement, I believe it was a voter who is a supporter of the Forward Guyana movement, led by Amanza Walton Desire, and that issue was highlighted on that party's website. Let us know what you think about that. I mean, this could have been anybody's mother, sister, grandmother, aunt. I mean, how do you feel about certain individuals having difficulties accessing polling station at a time like this, in this modern times, when preparations could have been made for people who are differently able or elderly and are unable to climb stairs? Maybe they have walking sticks or crutches, people who have broken, feet or a foot or something like that. So let us know what you think in the comment section. Pierce Fraser says the process is taking a bit long. Yes, this is a time for Guyanese to exercise patience, and I know there has to be a lot of angst, a lot of anxiety, people on edge, worried, concerned, and the longer it takes for statements of polls to start coming out. The last time I checked GECOM's website, which was like 2 hours ago, I will check again shortly, and I can also screen share with you to see what's up there. There wasn't anything really being posted, so it looks like this is going to go over into the next day, tomorrow, before things start trickling in and we can get not just information. We don't want to bring you any information that comes out as soon as we hear something. We like to gather the information, fact check the information, get some evidence, and then we bring the information to you. So when you talk to your friends, your family, and you have conversations on social media, you can speak authoritatively from a place of having the facts versus hearsay. We don't want to do that here, okay? Because this is a very serious process. This is elections, and the last thing that we want to do, any channel, any media, even social media, the last thing you want to do is to be tuned in to misinformation, okay? What do you guys... Okay, someone says, watching from Trinidad and Tobago, Chaguanas. I don't think I visited Chaguanas, did I? I know I went to San Fernando. I visited Sawa. I visited Port of Spain, of course. I think I did visit Diego Martin, but Chaguanas, I visit Chaguanas. Welcome from Chaguanas. Most of our viewers, based on our data, most of our viewers are coming from Guyana. We don't know specifically which parts, but we want to welcome all of you from wherever you're tuning in from. It's 10:49 p.m. and the fact that you are taking some time to join us live tonight. We have over 300 going on 400 viewers in this chat right now, on this channel right now, and we appreciate you taking the time out to join us for an update. Let us know what you think in the comment section. We have Ruben. I'm sorry, Ruben. From Venezuela, Ruben Rivero Capriles. I can't call your name. That is my point, he says. Are those polling booths documents posted by WIN genuine? And so that's a good question, because based on what the Guyana Elections Commission officer is saying, that could not possibly be a genuine statement of poll, okay? Now, we may have supporters of the WIN party. We are not here to bash any party. We're just telling you what GECOM says. And if this is the case and it's a violation, we are eager to see how they're going to handle this matter. Pierce Fraser says correct. I'm not sure what he's responding to, but we do have Soul Sanctium, who's our moderator, who is addressing some of your questions. So you can direct the question to Soul Sanctium, and you will get the, and he will address your question. And I am also going to go through the chat to see, what I can help with. We have Jonathan Funk from let me say it correctly, Puerto Rico. Did I say it right, Jonathan? We have Easton Wade says watching from Belize. Belize is in the house. Puerto Rico is in the house. Guyana is in the house. Listen, we have a full house and we are very well represented. A lot of our subscribers are from all over the world. And by the way, as you see, our subscriber and our community is growing very, very quickly, all because of people like you. And we want to thank you for your support. Now, let me see what we want to queue up next for you.